Hello, everybody. I'm Jana Palček, and I'm spiritual psychologist and energy reader, channeler, who is using tools from psychology, new science, spirituality, old traditions to help us to find a little bit more clarity. So today I thought I will do again a little bit of cards from psychology because we are still in pandemic, and there are some good tools how to consider and think our career and purpose. So now is a great time for transformation for all of us, and I would like just to take a moment and look into where we're going and how it would feel when we are on our highest possible path. So, but first I thought we could have a little bit of breathing relaxation with sound. So let's take a deep breath in and let go everything. What could stress you, all heaviness in your mind. Let's just drop a little bit more into heart and feeling. And let's just breathe into our center, the source of life within us, the part which always is and will be. And relax. Deep breath again in. And let go. Set the intention to connect with source of life within you. And just trust it's happening. Breathe out and integrate peacefulness and calmness. Just relax a little bit more. with every breath you take. So now allow me to shuffle our psychology, career and purpose cards and pick the one. So what we got is money is a reliable indicator of how much you are worth to the world. B, a fairly arbitrary measure that doesn't indicate the human value of a task. So money is interesting topic, I think, for all of us, especially with the programs our society imprinted on us into our subconscious, where if you think about how all messages we have 24/7 around affects us, TV, advertisement, social medias, they, by they, I would say people who are gaining most money and power from making humanity think that money can really put the value on happiness, that those people are creating the biggest pressure on all of us if we let them. Now, why so many people get money and wealthy and is rich yet don't feel happy, feel depressed and is in constant stress, living in survival mode? Obviously, money do not solve deep issues. And I'm not saying that money are not good and useful, of course, but in my view, the best way to see money is as a link with purposeful living. So whatever we do enjoy and like doing has the root in our way of making biggest abundance in our life, but not just as a money, but overall. So we are doing something what we really feel passionate about, and at the same time we are contributing to bettering of humanity and lifestyle for everybody. So to me, that is the greatest possible version. So now the question is, how do we get there? Especially now in times of pandemic, where economy is going to rapidly change. Many people lost their job and is suffering. So it will be bringing a lot of changes in us and in society, and it will be with massive numbers of people who will be looking into new careers and pathways. So why not to look inside us and search for those wee little things, passions we had when we were children, when we were younger, before we started to focus too much on our image and creating all those walls by how important we need to feel in order to feel a value, as if outside materialism could bring us inner worth. So let's say that I enjoyed singing when I was little, when I couldn't stop dancing and talking. Talking always stayed with me, but I left music when I started to work and focus on other more important things. Later, in my 30s, I got back to music. I started to take singing lessons, and oh boy, did I suck. How I know? Because I had to record myself and listen to it in order to improve. So it was 50-50 that I will quit. But I didn't, and I continued to suck for a long time. But then always in that long period of suck there will be this one moment of brightness when I would make a sound which I loved, and then there was more of those wee little bits and pieces which I did like. And now a few years later, I can see why it was for me so important to keep it. It brought some joy in my life, extra joy. It kept some passion within, and then more I stick with it, with singing, with music, a little bit writing of music, and a little bit piano, but mainly sound. By seeing the progress, by seeing the passion I felt in doing it, regardless the results, that is what showed me how I want to feel in doing other activities. That I don't want to do things which I do not enjoy. Because I always was very self-reflective, and I always wanted to find the real well-being, the real joys, and the real passions, the real me. So now that became a part of my work now. So we all can find something what we really, really enjoyed when we were kids, and we can just make small or big steps and just continue. When it sucks, just take a rest, just take a break, and then get back to it. And that way we can find our own part in the world, because all of us are important. You are important, and whatever you have in your truest version of self is the one thing which will give you the biggest satisfaction. And by making it original, you will make the money you can receive. Now, why I say you can receive is that I had a long time programs from being woman, growing up in a society where it wasn't very popular to be successful as a woman to be wealthy. And I would often see myself when I would have cash in wallet, that I would see the great joy when I would spend money and I would reach the zero in my wallet. I would feel excitement and joy. And so that was how I knew, okay, I have a really messed up programs about money. So then I had to dig into subconscious and rediscover what I can receive, how much I can receive. The world has enough. There are people who thrive in crisis. Why not you? Okay, so that would be my thoughts about money. Let's have one more. So, ooh, that's maybe more than one. Let's go with this one. So, if people could learn something about you that isn't obvious from your current job, it would be that. So, I think we all have a jobs which are up to a certain point saying something about us. It is part of our identity, and we take the hat of whatever we do as a job when we walk to work. We take different hat when we come home and when we are husband, wife, mother, father. We take a different hat when we are friend. So often we take different hats with different friends because we have different income and hobbies or topics we like to discuss. I had in my life very different groups of friends, from scientists to spiritual people, musicians to animal lovers and carers, and economists, business people. So what I could observe is that most people not everybody, but most people is very sharply focused on one thing. So for example, if somebody works with computers, so often that would be the biggest part of the interests. And if somebody works with animals, veterinarians, who I know few people, 90% of the time would be absorbed in this purpose, as they see it. But what I observed in people, and in me too, is that people who actually go and explore jobs which are opposite to what they do most frequently. So for example, if somebody works with computers and in a free time takes workshops and learn how to paint or how to sing, how to build something creative, those people create very good balance, and that is leading with to much deeper satisfactions. So what would be something what is not obvious about me? For example, I work with people. I always work with people, creatively and helpful with finding answers. So that is a big part of my happy, where I feel purpose. But then the big part would be that I am very scientifically thinking. Like I am very, very logical, and I love facts. And that would, to many people, sound as contradiction. If you work with spirituality, I was born with seeing energies and spiritual beings. That was for me something that was normal. I never felt lonely in my life. So that is something what I would consider as extreme opposite, that somebody who can't prove spiritual truth has that need to research and read statistics or listen to scientific debates regular basis, and so spirituality and science were equal parts in my need for experiencing in life. So what that would be for you, and can you enhance the opposites of your main job? Can you bring more of creativity if you are working in technical job? Can you bring much more creativity, nature, connecting to others face to face? And if you are working with people, can you bring more alone time where you, for example, learn something technical, and that way bring a little bit more balance into your life and body, your femininity and your masculinity, where when we meet in the middle, art and technicality, facts and faith, when we bring it all more together, we start to feel structure, and we start to feel that we actually can bring much more of us into our daily life, into our relations. Because when we do things with more awareness, we start to feel that we actually do create life. And we start to create it much, much more because there will be intention and reflection. Okay, so this will be all from me today. And with more awareness, we create more real well-being. See you next time.